While San Francisco has wrapped up their draft class, as we all know, they do their best work sometimes in undrafted free agency period. And I think this year is no different. And one of my favorite players they picked up is Jaylen Mahoney from Vanderbilt, the safety. Last year, he was honorable mention All-SEC, as well as leading his team with 6 pass breakups, and across his entire career, he tied for 4th in program history with 17 career pass breakups. He also routinely rose to his level of competition. Against Georgia, for instance, he made a career best 16 tackles, which was also the most by any SEC player in a game this entire season. But he's not the biggest or fastest safety. He comes in right around 5'10", weighing 190 pounds. He ran his 40-yard dash in 4.54 seconds, and he put up the bench press 19 times. But in my opinion, during his college career, he showed off great instincts that allowed him to play a little bit quicker than he tested, much like a guy like Talanoa Hufanga or Jair Brown. But has John Lynch really found a safety many teams have overlooked just because of measurables? We're going to dive into that. We were first introduced to Jaylen Mahoney at South Point High School in South Carolina. During his career there, he had 150 tackles, 35 passes defended, and 10 interceptions. He was also a 2-time All-Regional player and was ranked as a 3-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports. He had offers from the likes of Wake Forest, Ball State, Coastal Carolina, and also Vanderbilt. Ultimately, he did decide to commit to Vanderbilt. During his first couple of years at Vanderbilt, Mahoney showed off great versatility playing at the nickelback position before moving to the safety position, where I think his more natural fit is. But I do think those nickel assets he learned early on in his career help him at the safety position, especially when he's guarding a receiver in man or zone coverage, where his hand usage is better than most safeties. In addition to that, because of his time at nickel, he's pretty solid at covering short to intermediate routes. Across 5 seasons at Vanderbilt, he played in 54 games, starting 45, getting 247 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 22 passes defended, and 4 interceptions. And while he lacks the ideal measurables, coming in at 5'10", weighing right around 190 pounds, running his 40-yard dash in 4.54 seconds, he does show off a lot of strengths on the football field. Perhaps the biggest is how he flows downhill in a similar way to their other safety they picked up in this draft, Malik Mustafa. When you look at his career across Vanderbilt, for instance, he was one of their leading tacklers each one of their seasons. What sets him apart from other safeties is how quickly he identifies the play. He really has high football IQ there, but he also just takes some great angles at tackles while also not being afraid to hit anyone. And as I alluded to earlier, thanks to his time at nickelback, he's actually not too bad at coverage, routinely stopping intermediate to short routes. He also can do a good job over the top at the safety position. While there's a lot to like about Mahoney's production as well as his aggression across his career at Vanderbilt, there are some question marks, most notably is his size and lackluster speed. His aggression also carries a little bit too much over sometimes into his pass coverage, where he would draw a couple of penalties. When I'm looking at the signing of Jaylen Mahoney for San Francisco though, it reminds me of a guy like Talanoa Hufanga, Jair Brown, or even their most recent pickup of Malik Mustafa. It seems like San Francisco understands what they're looking for in the safety position, and while many teams don't value what they value, it really does seem like John Lynch knows exactly what he's looking for, whether it be a veteran safety in Gibson or Hufanga, Jair Brown last year. And I think Malik Mustafa, as well as this pickup of Jaylen Mahoney, fit San Francisco's scheme perfectly. Furthermore, his versatility as a nickelback corner offers some intriguing prospects for San Francisco, who's kind of been lacking at that position. And while I do like Jaylen Mahoney on the defensive side of the ball, I don't think that's where he starts as a rookie. I think it would be great if he could make a push to start on the special team side of the ball, and that's how he would secure his roster spot this year. But even if San Francisco just stashes him away as a developmental piece on the practice squad, after another year or two in NFL weight room, who knows, he could definitely develop into a solid backup. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts on San Francisco signing the safety Jaylen Mahoney from Vanderbilt, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked and subscribed, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.